The assignment this week requires us to analyze court materials to figure out what parts of the judicial system are represented by those materials. You will need this activity, the handouts from this activity that we completed before the pandemic break. There are 3 parts. You can also use this PowerPoint slide if you do not have the sheets from the activity. In this activity, we will examine information from a document for different types of courts and identify as many clues to see which courts are represented. You want to look at the number of judges, the topic or case of the case being heard, the plaintiff and the defendant, how the case is argued, and where it is argued. You will record this information as on a chart that looks like this. You may want to stop this video and copy this chart. Once you have this chart, you will see a document, and you will analyze the document and record evidence from that document, and then guess what type of court it is. So let's do an example together. Here is a document from 2006. It's the Zoltec Corporation versus the United States. It was decided March 30th, 2006. If you read that small print, you'll see the number of judges and what kind of case it is. And we also look at the bottom and see a chart that shows us this case has traveled through numerous other courts before reaching this type of court. So let's look at how we would break down the clues. We see that the United States is one party in the case. They're the defendant. We see that there are 3 judges on this panel. We also see it is an appeals case. The United States appeals the order of. And in the bottom, as previously stated, this case has traveled through several federal courts. You would then record that evidence in the first box on the left over here. Once you've recorded that, you would use this handout from the previous activity to try and guess which court this is. Since we're doing this one together, I will tell you that is the U.S. Appeals Court. 3-judge panel. Here's cases from lower court cases, and the U.S. is involved. What does this teach us about the court system? It teaches us that federal courts hear cases in which the U.S. is the defendant, and cases must make their way from lower court to higher courts in the system of appeals. You will now repeat this process for the other documents that are attached in the other PowerPoint.